All right, guys, so we're going to do a quick review of what you should have learned last week. Now, just a reminder that we're breaking everything up day by day because it's virtual learning, but if we were in the classroom, all of this would have been learned in a day, maybe two. So if you're struggling for any reason, please reach out, okay? The first thing you guys should know, or you should know by now, are the particles or the parts of the atom. So there are three parts of the atom. You have protons, neutrons, and electrons. So again, protons, neutrons, and electrons. You should also know the location. So we learned about the location. We have the nucleus, which contains protons and neutrons, and then the electron cloud on the outside. Many of you guys are telling me shell, and that's because you're copying and pasting from the internet. Please don't do that. Please only use the information that I have given you, okay? So again, you should have learned the two locations, the nucleus, which is in the center, and the electron cloud, which is on the outside. You should have also learned charge, okay? So we watched a video and we read, we had a reading passage that spoke about charge. So we have positive protons, so there's a plus sign, positive protons, neutral neutrons, so they have no charge, zero charge, and negative electrons, and they have the minus sign, okay? So one more time, positive protons, neutral neutrons, so no charge, and negative electrons, okay? You should have also learned mass, so the subatomic particles mass. So protons and neutrons have a mass of 1, whereas electrons are very small, and they're so small they have a mass of 0. Sorry, I need to change that AMU. 0. Some of you guys are, again, copying from the internet and telling me that neutrons are slightly larger. Incorrect. Both of these are exactly the same. They have 1, a mass of 1 AMU. Whereas electrons are so small, when you finally calculate it, it just rounds to 0. You should also know the mass of an atom. So remember, the mass of the atom is found in the nucleus. And the way we calculate mass is we count the protons and the neutrons. So you count them, you add them all up, and that's going to give you the mass. Not the electrons. They are so small, we don't look at them right now, okay? So you only concentrate on protons and neutrons in the nucleus to calculate mass. So if you don't know any of this, then you need to be scheduling time with me for tutoring, or you need to go back and look at old work. But I highly suggest that if you did not know any of that whatsoever, you're scheduling time for tutoring, because now we're going to build off of it. So we're building off of what we've learned. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be using a strategy called ApeMan to calculate the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom. So now we're going to start to be using periodic tables this week. We're going to be using some strategies. And then, so you need to know what I'm talking about when I talk about protons. You need to understand neutrons and you need to understand electrons. You need to know where those three are located, because we're going to be building models. So if you don't know where protons go, again, I need you to come to tutoring with me so that we can figure it out. So we can start building and getting that information so that you're not left behind. And remember, all work is due on Friday, okay? So don't leave it last minute, please. Make sure you're getting all work in. So one more time, by the end of today, you're going to be able to use this ApeMan strategy to calculate protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom.